What's up, guys? I'm coming back at y'all with another video and another very important random thought. This thought I had maybe a couple of days before. And like I said, whatever comes to my mind, I'll either put it in my notes or just make a quick video about it. But most of the time, I just put them in my notes and, come back to it whenever. So if y'all have any random thoughts or whatever, look, all it just starts is putting something on the channel that you may think can relate with someone. So the topic today is start with what you have. Now we're going to dig deep in this. When I say start with what you have, it also means not only be content, but grow with what you have. You can be content and look for other opportunities to grow, but you want to make for sure that whatever that you do with whatever you have, you want to stay consistent. The reason why I'm saying that is because I find myself, let me move this a little bit. I find myself to buy things, right? And not use them. You may be like, oh, I want to buy that. I don't really know, just random stuff because you see somebody else has it. So you want to copy off of that person. But most of the time, it's just because you're pressured by other people to buy things when you really don't need it. Some things. And like I was saying in another video, you accumulate a lot of stuff you're not even using. And then once the rush is gone, the adrenaline rush, the very feeling that had you to get what it was that you thought you wanted, or that, well, you put needs as wants and wants as needs, if that makes any sense. But you kind of like slipping in like, well, that want is not really a want, it's a need, but it's actually a want. You just lied to yourself. And then when you actually get it, it's like, well, I really don't even feel the hype no more. So then you get more stuff. But what I'm finding is we buy things, but then we don't use them. And I know I had a conversation with my parents about this. I was saying, my dad was saying, well, we got this stuff, but we haven't used it. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Start with what you have. The workout equipment, if you have the money for subscription to go to Planet Fitness or any other gym, more power to you, do it. But if you have some equipment at the house, hey, use your body weight. It all starts with a push-up. And I know with me, I still got more work to do. This is nothing. I'm not even trying to flex. I'm skinny. I have some definition, but it's not a lot. I have a lot of work I need to do. So people will think that they need all this fancy equipment. You start off with what you have. And even when it comes to, me playing like soccer, football, most people in the world, they call it football, but it's like, the America's only country. Well, not the only country, but one of maybe 3 other countries call football soccer. But anyways, that's beside the point. You start with what you have. You can start off small, and eventually over time, you will get to that level. My mentality is start what you have right now, the basic stuff. You want to get familiar with the basic things. For example, right now, what I have a ring light and I have a phone. It all starts with that. But if you don't start anything because you think you need all this fancy equipment, trust me, there's different ways that you can, and different hacks that you can use in order to get some very good shots that you would normally get with a camera, or even better. You just have to know how to use it. Because some people think they have to have all these fancy equipment to get certain shots. You really don't. I mean, it would help to have that, but you want to start with what you have, because what's going to happen is it may get to a time to like, oh, well, I have it, so I'll get to it another day. But then you start being inconsistent. So once you get this stuff, you will be able to start using it, because you've already done a lot of what you were doing with the basic equipment that you had when you started out, versus when you advance, then you start getting new things. Things will change over time with the consistency. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I mean with starting what you have. You know, we'll be so caught up with getting the new stuff without really thinking like, how could we get our way to that point? And we want things instantly. We want things instantly. We don't work to get to that point. It's a lot that it's a lot that revolves around the topic of this video, and I had a lot of things. If I can remember, there were some other things I was going to talk about. And then another thing is, like, you realize, like, going back to the gym subscription, you realize there's certain things that you don't even need. Like certain subscriptions, like, I'm not even using this. They have this thing called, is it Rocket something? But it's to help you to search out subscriptions, because YouTube be showing a lot of ads, and I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen the ads about, well, how many subscriptions have you been subscribed to, and they'll tell the number, and then they'll put the Rocket, I think it's Rocket Mortgage. They'll pull that up, and they will show that it was more than the number that they said they had. So it's a lot of things that we don't even need, especially if we're not using them on a consistent basis. And where does that lead to? It leads you to wasting not $20, hundreds of dollars just going down the drain, because you made so many subscriptions of things that you don't need at the present moment, things that you're not using. You have to prioritize things and realize, you know what, I need to start off with this, and once I get from this, then I'll get to that point. There's really a lot when it comes to budgeting and realizing what things that you don't need. Because in this day and age, you cannot be leaking any of your finances to something that's just wasting, not going anywhere, you're not using it. You don't want to be leaking any money out, just wasting away, knowing good and well you need that money. People will get things just to, show off or whatnot. It would get to that point to where you will be in a better position. But until then, you really need to start with what you have. Stop trying to put on facades, having something like you really carrying a lot of bread on you, but in reality, you're carrying breadcrumbs. You don't even have one slice of bread on you, bro. You have crumbs on you. Literally. That's how it is. I mean, you have the slice of bread, but it's not gonna stay. It's gonna go to the bills, whatever it is. So that's what I'm saying. Start with what you have. You don't have to continue to keep buying stuff when you really know you don't need it. And I tell myself this all the time. There's things that I would like to get, but right now, I know I have to save up enough money in order to be able to get those things. But what I do have, I want to be consistent using what I have. So when I do have the newer things, or the bigger things, then I'll be prepared. And see, that's the same thing with God. Knows what you're able to bear. Okay. He knows that you may not be able to handle whatever it is that you're asking for. Sometimes we don't even know what we're asking for. We just ask for things because our eyes are bigger than our belly. No, it's good for you to take time to self-reflect and realize what are some things that I can do that can really save me some money these days. And what things do I need to focus on right now? What things really matter right now? I need to start off smaller until I get bigger, because if you just go so much on the bigger, you may not be able to handle whatever it is that's on this level. You see, you need to work your way up, because whatever it is that you want, that's on a whole nother level, you may not be ready for it. So start what you have right now before you move on, before you even rush. Because see, what we like to do, we like to rush and get to that part, but we never learn from the level that we were like at our lowest. We never learn anything. So something that we all do, we want things instantly. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but that's just what this whole topic revolves around. You have to work with the basics before you get higher in whatever it is, like whatever you have. You have to start off small, because you may not be able to handle whatever it is that's coming. It's a time and place for everything. This time may not be the time. But yeah, that's all I have in this video. I may have some more things to talk about that may come to my mind later on, but y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions about this. Please start with what you have and build up from there. But until next one, I'm signing out. Later.